What's up, Mystic Manifesting family? Nick with Mystic Manifesting. Today we got a success story for you. Somebody in the live success story. I don't know, should I not give you away? I'll delete the video for the bad, but I think it's good. You're kind of like the co-host of the channel anyway, it seems like most of the time. We're going to go over, sorry, I'm also talking to live and talking to you guys, because today's Monday instead of Sunday, and we're going live and doing all the videos for the week, killing two birds with one stone, as they say. But we are going to go over mindlessly affirming, not mindlessly. I wrote mindlessly inked, but it's not mindlessly. It's robotic affirming is how she referred to it. This is a client success story who, how in depth could I get? Okay, you said I could use it. All right. So this is going to relate to another video a little bit, because we talk about taking a breather, and another viewer in the chat just talked about taking a breather from something too. Taking a breather is important in manifesting, and I'll do a video dedicated to that in a second. So I've also done this too, actually recently, with another older SP. So a viewer of the channel who has a success story, she has two SPs. One was from a while back, and then one's the one she's focusing on. Well, she wanted to see success, so she was like, okay, I'm going to use affirmations. And me and her have talked about affirmations and stuff. And she was like, well, let me just robotically affirm. So she picked out her affirmations, robotically did them, and she would just go through every day saying them, not fully believing. Well, you didn't fully believe. I don't think she fully believed. And no, that's because we had a whole point about it. So she didn't fully believe, and she just kept saying them. And I know I've done this before too, where you don't really believe it, you're saying it. But the important thing is listening to when you're saying, because I do believe that you were at least listening to yourself to some degree. So you're listening to yourself and you're hearing yourself instead of just saying it. Like sometimes we'll get into, I am loved, I am loved, I am loved, I am loved. And it just becomes a noise at a certain point. So hear what you're saying. But she robotically affirmed for something, saying that she's going to get contact. And she persisted for about, I'd say it was probably close to 2 weeks, because we talked about it. It felt like less than 2 weeks, because you think, oh, she said, no, I didn't believe. I just shut out negative thoughts and kept affirming. Yeah, so she would shut down the negative thoughts and she kept affirming. But you said you were thinking it was 2 weeks. I think it was less than 2 weeks, to be honest, because I felt like, but time is weird. Time doesn't exist anyway, right? But what do you call it? She was, when she messaged me about it again, it was like, it felt like that. It felt like she told me yesterday that she's going to start doing this and then had it the next day. But I know it was more than a couple of days. So we'll say anywhere from a week to two it took her to do this. She was in no contact with the first SP that she gave up on for 10 months. No contact. You were blocked and stuff, right? Yeah, she said 2 weeks at least. So you were blocked and everything like that. And you had no contact for 10 months. 2 weeks of, as I say, balls to the wall manifesting. And her balls to the wall manifesting was just affirming robotically. Yeah, blocked and no contact. So she was blocked, no contact for 10 months. Then her affirmations were that he was going to blow up her phone and always want to be with her and stuff. And what is she getting now? Consistent blowing up her phone every day, telling her that he wants to meet up and hang out and reconnect or whatever. And there was so much conforming, and it happened within 2 weeks. And now this is probably, since that happened, probably another 2 weeks since all this has happened. And she has set the boundaries of like, this is not a booty call, this is not this isn't that. She's in control now, and the guy is responding now. That's how I see it and how I'm interpreting it. You're in control of that situation. So I'm happy to report this success story, because it was just an experiment too. Like, that's the thing too. I told her I feel like we're scientists and pioneers of manifesting, because we're just picking things, we're experimenting with them. Like, I wanted to see how many times you could get an SP back. I wanted to see if you could break out of the friend zone, and I was able to prove those things. And I think that's the fun of it. Like, the point is we need to have fun with manifesting, and we don't a lot of the times. So robotically affirming, and even without belief, just saying it and doing it is going to yield results. Just like Neville with the falling asleep as if it's done, and then doing it. Like, what do you call it? No, the ladder experiment. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. So when Neville did the ladder experiment, he says, visualize it and then say everywhere, I will not do it, I will not do it, I will not do it. You're affirming against it, but the thought of it happening a bunch of times, it works, but let go of attachment. Yeah, so once again, she stresses having fun while manifesting, and that's what I've been saying too. Like, me and her would go and back and forth with many manifestations and doing all kinds of stuff like that. And letting go of the attachment was the biggest part. And I've got a video too I'm going to do on that as well, because letting go of attachment is a big thing. And because she never cared if she saw the guy again, it's easier to set boundaries, it's easier to do all that. And even with my SP, where I'm now at the point where I'm drawing a line, I don't care, but it's very easy to start once you're hanging around that person again, start forming feelings again, and then, oh, I'm gonna take some of your shit because I'm just happy we're together again. No, draw your fucking line in the sand, because it doesn't matter. They're gonna come back to you. They're gonna do everything you say in your mind's eye, and that's not just with SP, because I've been doing it with money. It's like I always get money, and sometimes it comes in ways I don't want, like getting stuck at work for overtime. Sometimes it's ways I like, going to the, like, as of recently, I was affirming I'm the best slot machine player around. People around the bars in the neighborhoods and people I know are like, oh wow, he's the best slot machine player, because I just go and hit the jackpot stuff. It's nothing big like Anya Create Your Future, but I'm like turned 20 bucks into 200 like 3 times in the past couple weeks. So I'm not hitting any big jackpots, but to me it's a big win, and I'm slowly building it. We're all about slowly building our confidence, and you don't have to believe stuff. You just say it to yourself and you work on it. And now she's quoting me, like Nick says, I don't care if I never see him again. I manifested this as a game for myself. Yeah, it is all a game. Like they call it, Florida Scovel Shin calls it the game of life. So we're just going with the game of life and having fun the entire time. So I wanted to show you guys that it is possible to manifest with affirmations alone and not fully believing them, and being blocked and no contact. I mean, 10 months blocked and no contact, where she was never going to see him again, and she released the detachment, did everything she needed to do, and just accepted it, and within 2 weeks had success. Same thing as me. Every time it's happened within 2 to 3 weeks. It's releasing the detachment, and I want to do a whole video on that too, because that does remind me of like, you need to even vouch for this one too. It's a Star Wars line about fear and attachment and stuff like that. We'll pull up the exact quote. I'm horrible at quoting movies, and it's what's hindered me in my acting career, but hey, let's change that affirmation down. I'm really good at that. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. See you in the next video. Remember, you got this.